Okay guys, so in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to find the area and the circumference of a circle. You already have the worksheet, so just go through this and let's get this going. So let's go over the parts of a circle. A radius is when you have a circle, and I'm going to call this circle P, and we're going to go from the center of the circle to the circumference, and I'm going to call it A. This is called the radius. So from the center of the circle to the circumference is the radius. I'm just going to write that in there for you. That's your radius. A diameter, it goes, and we're going to call this circle P again. And I'm going to put PA here, and then I'm going to put PB over here. If you notice, this is a diameter. It is two radii put together. This together is a diameter. It's a chord that passes through the center of the circle, and it's made up of two radius. Okay, the area of a circle, we're going to call it circle PN again, is how much space is in the middle of the circle. Area is how much space is in the middle of the circle. And you do have the area formula for the circle on your formula sheet, and it is pi r squared, where pi is 3.14 and r is the radius. Here we're going to talk about what the circumference of the circle is. I'm going to call this P, and the circumference is just like perimeter. It's the outside of the circle, and it's actually the same thing as perimeter, except it's just called circumference with the circle. So it's the outside of the circle. Circumference. And it is calculated by, and this is on your formula sheet, C equals 2 pi r. You do not have to memorize these formulas, you just have to know how to use them, and they're on your formula sheet. Okay, let's keep going. So I believe this is question number 1 on your paper. It says the diameter of circle J is 6 units. What is the area? So we're going to draw exactly what it says. We need to find how much space is taken up, and it says the diameter of circle J is 6 units. So I'm going to draw a diameter, and this whole thing is 6. So that means 3 here and 3 here, and when I add it together we get 6. That is my diameter. And it's asking me for area. So area equals pi r squared. So area equals, and you can do your line, pi times 3 squared, and there's 2 ways you can leave the answer. You can leave it as, you can put 3 squared in your calculator and leave it as area is 9 pi, or you can say area is equal to 9 times 3.14. As a matter of fact, you need to know both forms of the answer, because sometimes they put the answer in what is called exact form, which is 9 pi, or they put the answer in what is called estimate form. So we get area equals 3.9 times 3.14. You can use your calculator on decimals to figure that out. And we get 28.26. And we're going to say it didn't tell us units. So the way you finish writing this answer is, let me put it up here. And the units that you write on here, since they didn't give them to you, area is a square unit, so you put units squared, or with the exact answer, units squared. Okay, let's go to number 2. It says the diameter of the circle is 6 units. What's the circumference? This is the same picture, but if you want to, go ahead and draw another picture, because on your test, you need to get used to drawing pictures. There's my circle, and it's asking me what's the circumference. So it wants me to find the outside. So here's C equals 2 pi r, and you need to make sure you read carefully. Read carefully. So here I get C equals 2 pi times 3. So if you draw your line, circumference equals 6 pi. And you put units for this one. It's not going to be squared. Or you can put an estimate answer, 6 times 3.14. So circumference equals 18.84 units. And you can write there, and you finish. The next question says the area of circle P is 7 pi inches squared. What is the diameter? So I'm going to draw another picture. And this time it told me for circle P, on this up here with circle J, for circle P it gave me the inside. So the inside of this circle is 7 pi, and inches squared is just a unit. You don't have to write that. So it's asking me to find the diameter. So I'm going to put X here and X here. So it gave me the area. So we know this is the area formula for a circle. So we can say 7 pi, that's what we was given, was the area. And you can write that on your paper. A is what was given. And what you need to find the diameter. That's what you're looking for. So if we're going to find a diameter, we need to fill in these two spots and then add it. So I'm going to say pi, and I need to find the radius in order to find the diameter. So if I draw my line down the middle, my variable is on the wrong side, so I'm going to use my symmetric property of equality and switch it over. And then from here, I want to get the radius squared by itself. This is like having a coefficient, which is 3.14. So I'm going to divide both sides by pi to get rid of pi. So we get r squared equals 7. Pi goes away on both sides. And then the inverse of something squared is to take its square root. So r equals 2.64. Now that is what the radius is, but it asked me for the diameter. So that means I put 2.64 here and 2.64 here. If I add that together, we get 5.29. So the diameter, D, is equal to 5.29 because the diameter is 2 radii. Okay, so this next picture, it said the circumference of circle L, and this is just, to make sure I put the units. This is inches. Okay. Over here it says the circumference of a circle L is 14 pi inches. What is the radius? So I'm going to draw a picture, and I'm going to call this circle L, and it gave me the circumference. So it gave me the outside, which is 14 pi, and it says what is the radius? So I need to find what this piece would be right here. So it gave me circumference, and so this is the formula I need to use. And it says circumference is 14 pi equals 2 pi r, and we want to find the radius. So we want to find r, so we're going to move the variable that we want to the other side. And here this is multiplication, so to undo multiplication we divide. So we're going to divide, and we get r equals, you can use your calculator to put this in, and you'll get 7. So the radius here is 7, and it gave us units, so it's 7 inches. Radius is a linear unit. All right, let's keep going. The next picture, we're going to draw this circle. We're going to call it J, and it said the diameter is 8. So if the diameter is 8, this piece is 4, and this piece is 4. And when I add that together, I should get 8. And it asked me what was the area. An area of a circle is pi r squared. So area equals pi 4 squared. So here, area equals 16 pi. And we can put units squared, or we can go up here and we can say area equals 16 times 3.14 instead of writing pi. So, excuse me. We get 50 so area is 50.24, and you can write units squared. All right. Over here, let me move that over. Just a second, guys. All right, put that right there. Okay, so here the next one says the radius of circle J is 4 units. What is the circumference? So I'm going to draw my circle J, and it said the radius is 4, and it wants me to find out what is the circumference. So it wants me to find the outside. So we're going to say C equals 2 pi r, and this is on your formula sheet, circumference of a circle. So I'm going to substitute in 2 pi 4, and we get circumference equals 8 pi. You can write it this way in the exact form, or you can go and multiply it. 8 times 3.14, and you get circumference equals 25.12, and you put units on that. Okay, the next one, it says the area of circle P. So that means the inside of circle P is some number, and that number is 12 pi. So the inside of circle P is 12 pi. And what is the radius? So from the center of the circle to the end, I'm going to call that X. That's what I'm looking for. So we can say, we can use the area formula since that's what we were given. So here, 12 pi equals pi, and r squared is what we're looking for. Or you can call it x squared, whatever you want to put in. So I'm going to do my symmetric property of equality by switching things around since the variable is on the wrong side. And here I want to get r by itself, so I'm going to divide by pi because it's like a coefficient, like if it was the number 2, 3, 4. It goes away here, it goes away over here, and you get r squared equals 12, and then you take the square root because the inverse of something squared is to take the square root. So r equals 3.46, and we're going to put units. So we're finished with that one. The next one says circle L has a circumference. The circumference of circle L is 7 pi, so it gave me the outside of the circle. What is the diameter? So it wants me to find this whole thing. So that means I have to find what the two radii are and then add them together because the diameter goes through the center of the circle and touches both sides. So since they gave me the circumference, I know to use this formula, and 7 pi equals 2 pi r, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to switch my symmetric property of equality, divide by 2 pi, divide by 2 pi. It goes away, the pi's go away here, and r equals 7 over 2, or you can say r is 3.5. Either one, both answers are correct. Okay, let's keep going. Here is the next one. Draw a circle. It says circle P. And this will be the last 4. You should be okay with the rest of them. It says the radius of circle P is 10 units, so I'm going to put 10 right here, and it says what's the area, so it wants to know the inside space. So area equals pi r squared, so area equals pi 10 squared, so area equals 100 pi, and you could say units squared, or you can say area equals 100 times 3.14. Hold on, give me a second. Move this over. All right, so area equals 100 times 3.14, and then so that means area equals, move the decimal place, 1 point. You can use your calculator, and this is units squared. All right, so now we have circle Y, and it says the diameter. Oh, I think I messed up on that other question. I'll go back in a second. The diameter is 8 units. And if the diameter is 8 units, that means the radius is 4, and this is 4, and it wants us to find the circumference. So circumference equals 2 pi r, so C equals 2 pi 4. So that means the circumference is 8 units. 8 pi units, or you can go and do C equals 8 times 3.14. So C equals 25.12 units. Okay, I think I need you to go back to a question. One of these questions I didn't answer all the way. This question asked me for the diameter, so I found the radius. So here, in order to get the diameter, you need to do 7 over 2 plus 7 over 2, which is 14 over 2, which is equal to 7. So the diameter is 7. Let me make sure I didn't make that mistake on the other ones. That one asks for the radius. So guys, make sure you're careful to read the question all the way through. It just dawned on me that I did that. Okay, the area of circle P, this is circle P, is 97 pi. So the inside of this is 97 pi. What's the radius? So area equals pi r squared. This is 97 pi r squared. So we're going to move the pi r squared to the left side because the variable's on the left side since the radius is what we're looking for. And I'm going to move the 97 pi to the other side. Divide by pi, divide by pi. This goes away and we get r squared equals 97. And then we're going to take the square root of r squared, square root of both sides, so r, which is 9.84. So that's our radius. We answered the question. Okay, so this one, circumference of circle L, they gave us the outside is 6 pi. So what's the diameter? So it wants me to find these two pieces and then add them together. So we know circumference is 2 pi r. So what you do is you substitute what they gave you. 6 pi equals 2 pi r. And I'm going to switch this around so I can find my circumference. My r. So I divide by 2 pi. This is a coefficient in front of r. And you can use your calculator. The pi button is on your calculator. And you can see here the pi's cancel out. And so 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the radius is 3. So if both of these are 3, then the diameter is equal to 3 plus 3, which is 6. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to leave you guys to yourself to do the last 4. And then I'll see you not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Bye.